Roy, it's not what it looks. It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like.
Blazing speed gets the outside. Tavon Austin with a foot race.
Chances are, as a college football fan, you have seen the Tavon Austin highlight tape. How do I know that? Well, it's because it's the most viral college football highlight tape of all time, with a staggering 23 million views. And the craziest part is that this video was released in 2013. It has stood the test of time and is still relevant today. How did this all happen? In today's video, I'm going to tell you the story of college football legend Tavon Austin. If you don't know who I am, I'm Saturday Shenanigans, and I post amazing college football content all off season long. Feel free to subscribe so you never miss out on another great upload. This is the fastest growing channel on college football YouTube. Jump on the bandwagon now, before it's too late. Tavon Austin was born in the heart of Baltimore, Maryland on March 15th, 1990. He and his 4 younger siblings were raised by their solo mother named Kathy, who enrolled them into youth sports as soon as they were eligible. Tavon was a 5-sport athlete, but he seemed to love football the most. This was because his older cousin and role model named Aaron played high school football in the area as a linebacker and eventually played in college. Tavon would tag along with Aaron to workouts and training, which proved to be crucial by the time he reached high school. Due to all the extra reps, he was ahead of his peers. In 2005, he enrolled in his local high school called Dunbar, which was surprisingly small, less than 1,000 students, playing in the lowest level division of athletics in the state. With his dynamic speed and athleticism, he was the running back and punt returner, making the varsity team as a 14-year-old freshman. Everyone around him knew that he was going to be special, and he did not disappoint in his time at Dunbar, leaving a legacy etched in Maryland football history. When it was all said and done, through 4 years of high school football, Tavon broke the state record for career points at 790, touchdowns at 123, and total offensive yards plus rushing yards at 9,000 and 7,000 yards respectively. He led his team to 3 consecutive state title appearances, winning back-to-back in 2006 and 2007. Long before his YouTube fame, Tavon Austin was that guy. Now, it was time to think about the next level. Tavon was a class of 2009 4-star prospect according to multiple recruiting services. He was listed as an all-purpose back, but some coaches saw issues with his size, coming in at 5'8" and 158 pounds. It was a question on how he'd be utilized at the next level, and that would turn out to be very important down the road. He had offers from schools such as Michigan, Maryland, North Carolina, and more. Ultimately, he committed to the West Virginia Mountaineers with head coach Bill Stewart. Many of you today may be unfamiliar with the success of West Virginia football throughout the 2000s. They were excellent. As members of the Big East Conference, they won 11 games in 3 straight seasons from 2005 to 2007 with Rich Rodriguez at the helm. Then once Stewart took the reins in 2008, they won 9 games. When Tavon arrived in Morgantown before the 2009 season, the Mountaineers were coming off 4 consecutive years of bowl wins. To put it simply, he was in a great spot to flourish. During fall camp prior to his freshman season, it was obvious that he didn't possess the frame to play running back at a Division I Power 5 level. So the staff gradually switched him over to the wide receiver spot while still getting some carries sprinkled in from time to time. That season, Tavon played second fiddle to the older players on the team, which we see all the time, but he still appeared in all 13 games, putting up 15 receptions with 151 yards, along with his first career touchdown, with an additional 6 rushing attempts. But where he really impacted the game was on special teams. As the kick returner, he racked up 426 yards and a touchdown, showcasing his freaky athleticism. The Mountaineers were consistent as ever that year with another 9-win performance and an appearance in the AP poll. 2010 was the beginning of Tavon Austin's breakout in the college football world. He went from being the 3rd or 4th option at wide receiver for quarterback Geno Smith to the 1st in a snap of the fingers. In Game 3 against Maryland, he scored 2 receiving touchdowns on 7 receptions and 106 yards. Later on in the year, he had a 2-touchdown game against Cincinnati on only 2 receptions and 42 yards, just showcasing his big play ability. Anytime Tavon touched the ball, the opposing team held their breath. That's the kind of electric player he was, with his elite speed, shift, and vision. He finished the season with a team-leading 787 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns, while catching 11 less passes than the guy behind him. Yet again, another 9-4 season for West Virginia. Would you look at that? For most players, the story ends or dies down here, but Tavon's best days were ahead of him, which is just insane. 2011, Tavon Austin's junior season, and by the end of this year, every single college football fan knew who he was. First, there were some apparent changes in Morgantown as Stewart resigned, making Dana Holgorsen the head coach for the first time in his career. Being a first-year head coach can be stressful, but when you have a threat like Tavon Austin out there that you can plug in anywhere, that definitely helps. He could do anything, posting 1,186 yards on 101 receptions and 8 touchdowns, not to mention 938 yards on kick returns and 2 of them taken all the way to the house. In his limited time at running back, he had 182 yards on 11.2 yards per carry and a touchdown. Tavon made a mark on the entire country, as his best game was for everyone to see. West Virginia went 9-3 on the regular season, finishing first in the Big East and getting an invite to the prestigious Orange Bowl against Clemson. In front of a nationwide audience, the Mountaineers put on a show, absolutely blowing the Tigers out of the building with a score of 70-33, while Tavon set an Orange Bowl record with 4 receiving touchdowns. At the conclusion of the season, he was named a first-team All-American, and it was more than what he was doing. It was how he was doing it. The way he could create space and knife through the defense effortlessly was just majestic. It was beautiful for all fans to watch, and people were falling in love with his play style. Even to this day, it's difficult for me to fathom how Tavon Austin got even better during his senior year of 2012. Competition was getting tougher for West Virginia football as they had moved up to the Big 12 Conference, and this would be their first year consistently playing Power 5 opponents. But that did not matter to Tavon because he still made these defenses look like second graders out there. He concluded 2012 playing 13 games with career bests in all categories: 114 receptions, 1,289 yards, and 12 touchdowns. He got a lot more reps on the ground this year, 72 attempts and 643 yards with 3 scores with a ridiculous 8.9 yards per carry. He also had a kick return and a punt return for a touchdown. In a November game against Oklahoma, Tavon had 572 all-purpose yards. Yet again, he was an All-American, first-team All-Big 12, Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Year, and the winner of the Paul Hornung Award. On March 1st, 2013, a video titled "Only One: Tavon Austin Sr. Highlights" was released on YouTube by a channel named Duggity Dog. He would produce short cinematics and highlight tapes for specific games and players to help boost the brand for recruiting. So why did this highlight tape of Tavon Austin in particular go viral? The first and obvious reason was the electrifying play style and versatility of Tavon Austin. It was something rare and very stimulating to watch over and over again. Doug was a master at his craft. His style of editing was engaging, but he also didn't force anything. He let the story tell itself. Every transition was calculated and meticulous, but he wasn't doing too much to take away from the actual essence of the tape. He later said in an interview that it took him over 100 hours of editing before the final product, which is unreal. I edit these videos for 3 to 5 hours and I get annoyed. The patience for that is just next level. The third and final reason for the virality of the Only One highlight tape: the song. The intro to the track called Hell and Back by Kid Ink is synonymous with the Tavon tape. It fits the video so well and is one of the most iconic sound for college football fans. You hear that song and you know exactly what's going down. But what if I told you that this song caused Doug Cross to miss out on $300,000? Yes, that is a fact. Unfortunately, this song is copyrighted by YouTube, and Doug knew that. However, with his creative mind, he knew this was the only way to go. Even with the demonetization possibility on the table, he decided to stay authentic and never changed it. This is true art. That video was a freaking banger. Oh my gosh, I hope I brought the nostalgia back for you. I hope you go watch the highlight tape after this. If this video doesn't bang or blow up, I don't know what's happening on college football YouTube. Let's get it. I don't even want to do a big outro. I'm going to make more content for y'all. I'm going to be back in the lab. Thank you so much for reaching the end of the video. As always, I've been Saturday Shenanigans, your home for unfiltered college football content.